What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, if so, to another market update video here at Benefit Central. I'm Benjamin, and today Bitcoin in the S&P charts. But before I get right into the market, please leave a like, drop a comment, and please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody, our June inflation soared to 9.1%. Totally not what we wanted. Not necessarily what we weren't expecting. We were expecting, of course, higher results. But there was a bit of mixture between lower and higher results. A few people were saying that it was going to come out lower. There was a lot of mixed emotions out, but it did open. And when the market did open and the data did get released, it was 9.1%, a new 40 high. Gas prices did drop over here. I wanted to talk about that again because I did in the last video. A lot of people were confused. Gas prices in Florida did drop, I believe, around 50 cents. We were almost in the 460s, almost 5s, and now we're back down to the 417s at least. So that is good. Jumping right into the charts real quick on the S&P 500. But before I get into that, any links that I do show on any videos that I obviously upload, I will have the links down below. So please go check those out if you would like. Other than that, jumping into the S&P 500, we did see that we did dive pretty low when we opened. I'll check in on the 4-hour just to show you guys a bit more. But this looks pretty interesting. We could see a double bottom, depending on how everything happens today, on how the close happens. We could see there is some support around 37.43. So we did tank, but it seems like we're trying to recover around 3,800 right now. Around our 3,800 level. This morning was a bit different when the information was released. This is around 11 right now. But looking at it right now, as long as we can hold support around our 3,800 level, we should be fine. Honestly, we did have a W pattern around here, which influenced some price action to go up, and then we had retested it, creating another double bottom, but just in a smaller time frame, probably in the hourly, and then caused us to spike up again, which they could even say that this was a triple bottom. Well, now we have another retest of the 3,800, and depending on how this closes and what happens this week, realistically, inside the charts, and how we close, that will show how we are going to end up with momentum later into the months. Looking in on the weekly just real quick, wanted to show you the wick that had happened from our GBI, not our RBI. RBIs are bullish and GBIs are bearish. This would have been great, however we failed, came back for a GBI, and we haven't touched our 39.51 level, which I was expecting, just because it would have been a great touch for resistance and then pull back down to support. However, we haven't even decided to get back to 39.51, and we just decided to tank, forming a GBI. It's not too strong of a GBI. It seems like a triple bottom is trying to form around the 3,800 levels, like I said. So it really just depends on how this closes and how the next candle reacts. We really could just be consolidating until this 200 level just catches up with everything, and we could get a bullish squeeze up. As well as down, just depending on how these cross and depending how the candles and everything close throughout the weeks. Checking on the daily real quick. We are still above our red indicator. I closed my trade early just because it's just risk management and safe trading. I didn't know past that certain point. I knew that if we could hold this, then I was going to stay in it for the long. However, it looks like we are forming another W pattern around the 3,800 levels, but for the daily, and that's another W that you guys can see there. But yeah, no, this is fine. But we did wick all the way down to our levels around 37, 38, 90, but recovered right above our indicator again. So I mean, we have 6 hours before we can close above this. As long as we can close above this, that could show good momentum. Usually in a typical trade, I take 3 candles and I get out for secure profits. So I would have done 1, 2, 3. If I would have sold this at the top, I would have done 1, 2, 3, and then I would have got out either here or here. Perfect profits would have been a perfectly executed trade. However, you probably would have expected it to either come down here. This would have been halfway. This would have been TP1, probably TP2, maybe TP2, TP3. No. But looking Bitcoin in the charts right here on the monthly, we did go and hit our ceiling for 22,500 overall, and we did form a candle below our blue indicator. So we did go up for rejection, and we could see some more momentum down. This is for the monthly. This is a bigger picture. As far as a monthly, there's really not a lot to look at. We could touch levels of 17,500, leaving this as a doji. These are doji candles here, and these are as well. These could be as well. But leaving a doji candle, we could get another one. I've seen those as well, where we have two dojis and then a pivot up or down. Realistically, just seeing how this month closes, I mean, we really aren't halfway. We're 2 days off of halfway, but we just really need more time to see how this monthly will fill out, just because of all of the volume that had come in through the past few months. Towards the bottom, the bears kind of run out of momentum and need to consolidate a bit. So we need to see where time goes with this one on this side. Looking in on the weekly for Bitcoin, we have the same kind of formation that the S&P does, just because they've been correlating. But following on the charts right here on the candles, the GBI formation that we are having right here, we could also get a double bottom around here if we could get a bit lower and just hold this price above. However, we did break below our 20,000 again, and we are holding around 1900. I believe our floor is around 18. Yeah, 18.8. I'd say 18,500. As long as we can stay above 18,500, we could go back for a retest. But as long as we can stay above that and float and consolidate, we could see some pressure breaking up bullish. However, we are below our 200 on the weekly and all of our other indicators, so we could see some pushing downward. It's just really depending on how we get some time in this consolidation and see how everything really forms. This is just a bit too new in the candles here to see how everything is going to form. So trading, you just have to trade cautiously. That's why I told you I don't trade inside the consolidation zones, excuse me. But checking on the daily, you can see here we did drop from my last position. I believe it was a daily candle right here that I was supposed to hold. As long as it held, I was going to stay in, although it opened below, closed below. It didn't open below, it closed below, and then the new one opened below and continued. I was already out of the trade. However, this could be a bottom. We have this new uptrend here forming that I could show you guys real quick. Right around here, we do have this that we could follow. I can't draw it from the bottom, or from the top, excuse me, just because this seemed to be, it is higher. It is a higher high compared to the last one, and these are higher lows. So we could see this triangle here kind of squeeze. Depending on how serious this really wants to be on support, we could see it go like this and squeeze up or squeeze down, depending on where it wants to close. You would just really need to follow this out for a few days, because this is on the daily candle. So each one of these candles really takes a full day to form, sometimes even more, depending on the brokers. However, looking into the 4 hours real quick, you can see that we did close below. It seems like a double bottom around on the 4 hourly right here. We are rejecting this price line around 18.77, and we are trying to fight to get back into our pattern here. So as long as we can, this does happen, and this is okay to happen, as long as we can fight to get back in and close to get back in. So as long as this 4 hour can break, which it did, excuse me, which it could break and then close, as long as it could close inside the pattern, then I mean we could see more consolidation in this, and hopefully we could see a bullish momentum go up. However, as of right now, I am leaving Bitcoin and the S&P alone, just because of the way volume is going on. I have that one trade that got stopped out. I'm gonna wait to get into another trade when I feel like I should. Right now, the only reason I'm hesitating is because this is a good entry. You could buy in right now expecting this to go up. However, off of the reports that we're at, I just really want to take a few days to see how this data is going to react with the market and how the market is going to react with the data, vice versa. But other than that, everybody, that was just another quick market update for you guys. If you guys could, leave a like, drop a comment, and I'll catch you guys in another one. Ciao.